Good morning. It's the week of Christmas, and I had the pleasure of being over at the Overland Park campus yesterday and just had so much fun helping out and watching in the koalas room, seeing some of the growth that's taken place with the teachers in there just from the fall till now, and just how well those kids knew the routines and what was expected, and just seeing the connection between the teachers and the kids was just refreshing and filled my cup. So excited for all the work you've been doing. To review, we've gone over composure and keeping that adult composure, brain states, moving from red to blue to green brain states, being able to identify what brain state our students are in from when they come into the classroom or as they shift throughout the day. We taught them breathing techniques to use that hopefully you've been introducing. We talked about assertive language and how being able to use name, verb, paint, and being really clear in what we ask kids to do. And give those commands in a way that's not a question and it's not passive, but it's not aggressive. And just being able to see that on display yesterday was great. And then the I love you rituals in December and being able to send those home with families is super fun. So now we're going to take something that I think you're already familiar with. Most of you already have a safe space in your room, and we're going to really talk and go more in depth with how you can integrate that into your classroom. And build on all the things we've done. So the first thing that you can do is to do a safe keeper ritual. And this is using the language of safety with kids and to say, my job is to keep you safe. Your job is to keep it safe. Do you commit to keeping it safe today? And you do that at drop off when they first get there, and you can have a little hinged box or basket and an object that represents each child. And when they come in, the objects are outside the basket, and maybe as part of attendance or as part of their just morning routine, you ask them, are you going to commit to keeping it safe today? And if they say yes, they put it in their basket. Kids get used to the routine and they'll say yes, but then we're going to use that language in our classroom throughout the day. Saying things like, oh, leaving the toys on the floor isn't safe. Sarah, help me pick the toys up and put them in this basket like this. Or Michael, pushing Jane isn't safe. If you want her to move, say, move, please. Jace, standing on the table isn't safe. Hold my hand and I'll help you down. So we're going to incorporate that language of safety throughout the day. And I just think that that's a really great tool and a way to not have to have so many rules, but to really have one main rule that's going to cover most of the behaviors in the classroom of my job is to keep you safe, your job is to keep it safe. So you can have that little basket even go with you out onto the playground, or if they move into some sort of specials or something like that. Then we're going to really work on the safe space itself. So this is a great time to kind of review your space. I think most of you have one. So to go check it out and be like, do we have an intentional space set aside that's at least in a corner or kind of tucked away from everything else? I've seen it in some of your classrooms, and I feel like most of you have something. And so this would be a great time to say, do we need to elevate that a little bit, or is it already pretty great? Having a bean bag or big pillows, dog bed, body pillow, anything like that can be great. A bean bag kind of helps envelop them as they go sit in there. We also got books, Schubert is a Star for every center, and I included a link on the email this month with a read aloud, so you can listen to that too. This is a book with a lot of words, so probably more for our 3 to 5 classrooms. But I think every teacher should read it because this teacher really walks through how to teach our kids how to use a safe space in our classrooms. And so you can read it just to give yourself ideas on some of that language to use. She uses Cranky Cream earlier and other tools. And then she kind of starts to have the class help Schubert realize that he's feeling frustrated, and let's use some of our breathing to move us back. And guess what? We have a space in our classroom that helps keep us safe, or that can return us to feeling safe. And so I think that it's a great tool to use. There's even a little song, if you're angry and you know it, be a star, things like that. And so I would encourage you to read through that. There's little wisdom ideas in the back. And then another tool that you can create so that it's mobile. You might already have these things on the wall by your safe space. So helping kids be able to point to how they're feeling, it's upside down, and then how they want to help themselves feel better. You can use this yourself in front of the kids so that you can see it modeled, but really recognizing that during circle times, we need to actually teach our kids how to use a safe space. And if we've already taught them some breathing techniques, then that's going to help. And so these things all kind of build on each other. You can have other things in the safe space, like maybe a weighted toy, like sensory item. You could have little feet on the floor that they could stomp their feet. We could have coloring pages or quieter activities like books. Sensory things that feel good, so fuzzy blankets or even bumpy toys, things like that. So really kind of thinking through, do we have objects over here that can help a child regulate? And then knowing that we're going to have to help them regulate at this age. So especially birth to, obviously our baby's safe place is on your chest. Toddlers, sometimes it's in your lap, so you can move to the safe space but have them on your lap. Some kids don't want to be touched, so you may need to just sit next to them. As they get closer to 4 and 5, they can definitely learn how to use it on their own as well. So these are all things that I hope that you will take a look at. I have some visuals of the language that you can put up in your room to just help you remember. I encourage you to read the book and use that to give you ideas about how to smoothly go through that DNA language and help kids understand how to use that safe space, and then to model it for your kids as well. So I look forward to hearing different ways you come up with maybe doing your safe keeper ritual, and then helping to teach your kids how to effectively use that calming corner. I hope you have a great January. Stay warm, and I look forward to hearing all of your success.